Just a few days after Afghan President Hamid Karzai suspended peace negotiations, he now says he's willing to talk. He'll join American officials in meeting with the Taliban in Doha sometime this year in an effort to end 12 years of violence in the country. That summit is considered crucial to the country's future, especially since the U.S. and its allies are planning to pull out combat troops by the end of 2014.
Afghan-led and Afghan-owned peace process is the best way to end the violence and to ensure lasting stability in Afghanistan and the region. And so this is an important first step towards reconciliation. Although it's a very early step, we anticipate there will be a lot of bumps in the road.
That road is already very bumpy, with diplomacy hanging in the balance and violence rising across the country. This has become a way of life in Afghanistan. Gunfights, bombings, innocent civilians caught in the crossfire. On one side, the ultra-conservative Islamic Taliban, ousted by a U.S.-led alliance in 2001. On the other, an international force drawn from several countries trying to keep the peace. Nearly 15,000 civilians have been killed since the United Nations started keeping records in 2007. And more than 3,000 foreign personnel have died in the past 12 years. Despite the violence, Afghanistan has managed to move forward. Foreign investment has poured in. Democracy is slowly taking hold. And women's rights have improved. Last month, NATO transferred leadership of security operations nationwide to Afghan forces. But as the U.S.-led military coalition prepares to withdraw, many Afghans are worried about their future. The Taliban has proved to be a resilient adversary, carrying out attacks across the country, including a recent raid on the presidential palace in Kabul. The Doha negotiations are being seen as a last-ditch effort to find a political solution.
We are prepared to engage the Taliban through a negotiations office in Doha that complies with the written assurances given to the Afghan government by the U.S. government, but then for the official negotiations to take place only between the High Peace Council and the Taliban.
One, to reach understanding and initiate talks with countries of the world for the purpose of improving relations with them.
And if the talks fail, many fear a return to prolonged civil war, something Afghans endured after the Soviet occupation ended in 1988.